Hello and welcome to this episode of Demystified as we explore home cooking in a modern world. Hello, I'm Linda and I'm here with my friend Paul. Hey Paul.
Hello, Linda.
Friday afternoon, yay.
No special guests today.
No, just us.
Yeah.
And even Joel ran out just before he saw the microphone come out.
Soft.
Yes, Joel, you are soft.
Soft.
So how's your week
we'll
been?
know if he listens to it now.
Yes.
We'll sit here and call him
Oh,
soft.
let's see. Let's see if he rings up and sends us a text or something. So how's your week been?
Week was okay. Today was rubbish. Today turned out to be a bit rubbish.
Now, see, your idea of rubbish and my idea of rubbish are quite different because my idea of rubbish wouldn't include that lovely lamb backstrap that you cooked. Was it backstrap or?
Well, you say there we go. That just proves that it was rubbish. It was beef.
Well, I thought it was beef, and then Joel said, "No, Paul's got this great big slab of lamb backstrap." And when I saw it, he
Lamb
brought some in.
backstrap isn't that big.
Well, I thought, wow, it looks like it tastes like beef.
No.
But I thought, well, what do I know?
Yeah.
Because you are a whiz at cooking. So not lamb, but beef. That's why I don't do the cooking podcast, everybody out there listening, on my own.
No, well, that was a fail. So.
Oh, just what?
No, all it was.
No, seriously.
It
was so tender,
nah.
so tasty.
No, it was not right. So I did film it, and when it came time to carving it, I looked at the camera and said, well, this was a
oh, right,
effing
okay.
waste of time.
Oh, no.
Because I wasn't happy with it. So we'll redo it. I know what I did wrong. So it was kind of a bit of a gamble to spend my time filming it before I tested it. But I thought, well, if it comes off, it comes off. But it was okay, but okay isn't good enough.
Well, I'd have been happy to eat that any time of the week with some potatoes or salad. That was fantastic.
So I was just trying a technique which is similar to, well, it is reverse searing, but generally when you do reverse sear, you put it in a regular conventional oven, dry heat at a low temperature, and then you finish it on a pan, or fry pan to colour it up. Now, for a piece of beef like that, not lamb, beef, you set your oven to sort of 80 or 90 degrees, and it takes quite a while. Okay, now given that steam's far more efficient as far as heat, my theory was, okay, I'll just drop the temperature back a bit, just a little bit, and do the same thing. It certainly cooked it in half the time, no doubt, but I think the actual temperature was a bit too high, and I didn't end up with the texture that I wanted in the end. So it wasn't right. But that being said, I'll just drop the temperature back a little bit further, and we'll get it right on. So it's not sous vide cooking, and it's not steaming at 100 degrees full steam, but it's in the middle there. So I'm looking for something where we can get a similar result as far as what you would get from doing reverse searing, but a bit quicker. Along with that, there was the entire part before the cooking part, which was the tutorial on how to clean and prep an entire tenderloin, the different parts of the tenderloin, because you go to a butcher, some butchers will call it eye fillet, some butchers will call it tenderloin, people know filet mignon, Chateaubriand. Like, there's a lot of different words going around, so trying to explain what all of those things mean for different places. So Chateaubriand isn't the actual entire eye fillet, it's the centre piece of the eye fillet, and you cook it and serve it as one whole piece. That's Chateaubriand. When you cut that down into smaller portions, they're filet mignons, and when you cut the filet mignons down into smaller portions, they're called tortados.
Oh, yes.
So, like, very famous dish, tortados rossini.
Yes.
And then you've got the tail and what some people call the eye end, but it's called the butt, and then the centre cut, and all sorts of stuff. So went through the whole rigmarole of doing everything, how to truss it, a couple of different ways to truss it, get it ready, get it prepped, and then right at the last, I wasn't happy. So all that footage goes in the bin. But to add insult to injury, I had other footage to edit. So I sort of did some of that yesterday, and I was getting on to the second part of it today, and I'm missing a whole chunk out of a recipe, which is not the hardest recipe in the world, but it's quite technical. So that was the floating islands il flotte.
Oh, okay.
And to leave out a portion of it in the middle, so I'll have to so the start of next week will be redo a couple of things.
No lunch on Monday.
And then I actually don't know what I'm going to start, what I'm going to cook next. I haven't really got that far. I was just a bit, because my plan was to get quite a few videos edited and up on, the site so Joel could put them up over the next sort of week or so. But yeah, alas, there's only one.
Well, I did, when I was looking at it, I did think this is a little bit on the brownish side of pink than what you would normally prepare. I know you and I have different opinions about doneness.
Yeah.
And my preference is a little bit darker, but I thought, wow. And it was so easy to cut. It just fell away.
Yeah.
And it just
but
on
it
its own.
Texturally wasn't right.
Okay, but it tasted and it was easy to eat.
The taste was good because it had a butt ton of butter and garlic and rosemary basted over it at the end. So
Right
the
then.
taste wasn't the issue.
Okay.
The texture and the level of doneness,
How's that for
or
cooking
the
too?
brownish or pink, as you put it, wasn't to my liking. So I'm just trying to find something that gives us close to a sous vide type result without a bag, but quicker than a reverse sear. So there'll be a point in the middle there. I'm pretty sure I know where it is now as far as the temperature goes, which will be able to do that, and that will be a good one to show, because effectively you can get something that's, because the middle part of that eye fillet was nice and pink and like how I would have liked it. It's just, I think I hit it with a bit too much steam. It was a fraction hot, so I just need to pare it back a bit. Now it will take a little bit longer, but I still predicted it'll be faster than doing a reverse sear in a conventional oven. So that's what I'm sort of looking at the minute. And I also want people to know that buying eye fillet, if you buy it whole uncleaned, it's far cheaper. And because of the nature of the cut, there's very little wastage. And almost everything you take off it, which you can't use, you can use for something else. So there's a chain side of it. Besides the sort of silver skin that sits on the top, which you can't use for anything, it's very little wastage. So you can probably save yourself some money by learning how to actually get one cleaned and prepped, because it is an expensive cut. It's
But if you can nail that, that is
yeah. Well, I mean, it's the Rolls
really,
Royce, depending on where you're from. I mean, in the States, generally prime rib is the one. Because it's got that beefier flavour. So I feel it isn't known as it's really flavourful, as a really flavourful part, but the tenderness is what that's known for. And if you go to any French bistro and order steak frit, it's 9 times out of 10 it's using the tenderloin or eye fillet. But it certainly wasn't lamb. Thanks, Linda. That makes me feel even better about today's results.
Well, I was a bit confused because it's been a long week.
This is seriously a big lamb.
Well, I was looking at it and I thought...
And you cook back straps too.
Yeah, I know, but Joel said no, and I thought, well, he's been in the kitchen and he very nicely, thanks to you, brought it into me because I couldn't leave my desk because it's been a big week. And so I sort of pushed my keyboard aside and grabbed it and I thought, okay, it looks like beef. Joel said it's lamb. What do I know?
See what I got to work with here, people? The two people I'm involved with the cooking business
can't tell lamb and beef.
Can't tell lamb and beef. Can't tell the difference between lamb and beef.
This is what you have to put up with.
This is not going well today.
No, it's been a funny week. On a good note, my steam oven, my Combi Steam
Oh
Oven.
yeah, a progress
The
update.
progress update. The repair guy was in constant touch with Dougie at home.
Yeah.
He came this morning, had a look, pulled the oven out, and yes, he confirmed that it has shorted out, that water got into the unit somehow, and he was taking it away. And even though it's 7 years old or older, he thought it would still be worthwhile repairing. What we have to explore, he's coming back with a quote, so we'll see.
Yeah.
He's taking it back to his workshop. And
you're secretly hoping that it's broken.
well, I was really surprised that he said that because, these days, like nothing lasts forever, and we've had a really good go with it for 7 years, and it gets used every day.
Yeah.
Like a lot.
Yeah.
Every day. And multiple times on the weekend with things. So
yeah, so doesn't
owe me
just to
anything.
explain a little bit further, water's gotten into some of the electrical componentry and has shorted out the oven. So it's kicked off the safety switch in your house and it's shut down the oven. So he being the repair dude, his response was, okay, it's shorted out your motherboard, and you showed me pictures, and it's clearly got where it's sort of, you get that sort of cooked electrical,
that black spot around
colour,
that.
and his sort of solution, well, possible solution without taking it back to the workshop yet, was replace the motherboard or whatever circuit board that might have been. As I mentioned to you this morning, my query is well, that's all well and fine. That'll get the oven working. But the investigation should be into how the water got in there.
Yes.
Not, okay, yes, we know it. We can recognise that it's broken, okay, and we know the part that needs to be replaced. But why did that happen?
Yes.
That's the one. Because if it's lost the ability to, and trust me, I'm right in the middle of understanding water getting into componentry of appliances. I'm very deep in that conversation. If some sort of seal is broken or something, it will occur again and then again and then again, because water is a nightmare. It gets in everywhere. Once you haven't got a good seal, it's very hard to stop water. And if you think about it from the perspective of your range hood,
yes.
Yeah. So you've had plumbers.
Our range hood.
Yeah.
4 plumbers plus the installation.
Yeah.
And it still leaks.
Probably like
lots of water.
The entire roof
yes.
where the exhaust goes out has probably got half a dozen tubes of silicone around it, but you still have water.
We still have water.
Yeah.
It still leaks, and when it rains and it floods, it's not just a few drops. It actually floods the bench.
So that just shows you that no matter how good a job you do about trying to stop water, it's very hard to stop water once seals are broken. And that's why, cars and all sorts of, and even appliances all work with gaskets and stuff like that. And those things are perishable. They do wear. And anything that gets wet and then hot and then dry is likely to go brittle over a period of time. So my query to Repair Dude on your behalf would be, okay, fine, we understand the part that needs to be replaced. Yes, that will get it working again. But how did water get in there?
That's right. And the seals in the oven, this is the second lot. I think you replaced them once when you were around there.
Yeah, so that's the door seal.
That's the door seal.
That's got nothing to do with
No, but they are a little bit loose.
Yeah.
But internally, it looks okay. You can't tell anything. But, when he was looking at it's still very tidy, neat little unit.
Yeah.
So there's no obvious place. Like, there's no, like, a burst tyre you can see.
No.
There's no obvious place that you can see where it's leaking.
Yeah, no.
We don't know.
Yeah.
So we'll stay tuned. We'll come back with an update, because I was actually quite surprised that, because it's not the electronic sort of circuit board that you see these days, it looked less sophisticated than an old Fisher and Paykel washing machine circuit board we had back in 1990, just a few wires and some bits of machinery.
That won't be the only part of the workings of the oven. There'll be parts underneath as well.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
But it just looked okay.
and
Thanks.
behind.
But it just, I thought, wow, it looks like pretty okay.
Yeah.
And I was surprised that he didn't say, look, it's 7 years old. It's old technology. We've really just moved on to this technology now.
Yeah.
So yeah, we'll see. I guess we'll wait and see what he comes back with and how long. So I took it away this morning.
And we'll tell everyone how much it is. That'd be
Yeah. No, he said, it could be 180, it could be 580. It could be, we'll just let you know. And
so if it's $1,000, okay, let's just say, if it's 1,000 Australian dollars, what do you do?
Oh, yeah, no. This is an issue that we have to really look at because, as you know,
Not we.
Oh no, when I mean we, I mean Doug and I.
Yeah.
Because if one goes, if you make a decision to get rid of one, they're both going, and they're both being replaced with new Combi Steam Ovens.
Yeah.
So it's not just one.
The other oven is not.
The other oven is fine.
It's not a Combi Steam Oven. Yeah.
No, but I have been asked to make a dessert. We're going around to my two of my beautiful friends, Shane and Ev, Saturday night, and I have to make a dessert. And because I don't have my Combi Steam Oven, the only dessert I have that I can make at home is a pav, which I'm cooking overnight. So,
funnily enough, there is a Combi Steam Oven here in the office.
I know there is. But when I'm here tomorrow, I'll be having to sit at my desk and work, not cook. So I thought I'd do that tonight when I get home, and because I'm not that great at cooking, as you know, it's not going to be a pav incomplete. It'll be a smash pav mixed with things, which is easy to transport as well. As
my lovely partner says, that she loves pavlova, she loves scones. We've discussed this before. The pavlova itself is just a vehicle to carry the cream.
That's exactly right. So that's what we're doing.
I mean, I don't believe that myself, but nonetheless.
But that's ahead for us this week, and looking at a very empty cavity in our kitchen.
Yeah. Oh well, we'll see what happens.
We'll keep you up to date with the cost, the repair dude, and how long it takes. So we'll see. Last time it was gone for 6 weeks. We'll see if it's a little bit better this time.
Yeah. That's a long time.
It was a long time. I really missed it then.
Yeah.
Well, happy cooking, everybody. Happy cooking, Paul, this weekend.
Yes.
And we'll see you next week.
Bye,
everybody.
Bye.
Thanks for listening to this podcast as we explore home cooking in a modern world. We'd love you to subscribe, and for more information, please go to our website, cookingwithsteam.com.